All right, I'm recording on the camera there, so you can wave at it if you want. Steer with your feet. You see how I'm trying to keep us right down the middle of the stripe here. You can put your feet on there, and you can steer us around. Try to keep us on the center line there. It's not like a highway where you stay to the right. You want to give it a little more to the left. Yeah, you're doing a really good job. As we get closer to where we're going to be taking off, I will take the controls back so you can put your feet back on the ground when we get up here. All right, when we get up here, we're going to do a run-up so I can get one last check of all the engine, instruments, and performance so that we know it's airworthy before we take it to the sky. Parking brake set, seats and belts are secure, doors and windows are closed and locked, controls are still good. Trim, I'm going to set for takeoff. On this one, the trim is down here. Fuel quantity is still good. Throttle's coming up to 2,000 RPM. There's my throttle on this plane. Happens to be right there. Checking oil pressure and oil temperature are good. Mixture is rich. Suction is sucking like it's supposed to. Instruments are all good. Ammeter is good. Magnetos, I checked to make sure my ignition systems are working correctly. There should just be a slight drop in RPM between the two systems. Those are good. Carb heat's coming on to check that. It's working correctly. RPM back down to 800. Tower, Eagle 901 Romeo is holding short 19er at Alpha, ready for departure.
Eagle 91 Romeo, Tower Tower, Romeo 19er, section Alpha, cleared for takeoff on course.
Clear for takeoff on course, 19er at Alpha, Eagle 91 Romeo. All right. I'm going to do the takeoff if that's okay. All right. I'll let you have the controls when we get up into the sky and out towards the lake. This is our runway, and we are clear for takeoff. Throttle's coming up. Watching my airspeed. At about 60 miles an hour, I'll be able to rotate, and the plane will become airborne when it wants to become airborne. There we go. Now we're already at 80 miles an hour. And we climb out at about 80 miles an hour, give or take. You can see where we started down there. No planes out there where we're going, so we're turning to the right.
Runway 19 intersection Alpha, cleared for takeoff. Proceed on course westbound.
We're heading out to the dam of Lake Conroe, which is on the left side of the lake. And right now, what's our altitude?
1,000 feet.
Yeah, right at about 1,000. We'll head up to about 1,500.
Land 14915.
All right, it's trimmed out fairly well. This is kind of what straight and level flight looks like, more or less. You can see the dam out here on this side of the lake. And you can go ahead and put your hands on the controls. It's just like the sim, and I'll work the trim for you. And you're flying the airplane. And you couldn't have picked a better day to fly. Pretty smooth air, good visibility. How's this compared to the simulator? Better or worse? About the same?
Better.
It is better. You have all the feeling of being in the air when you turn the plane, and you can go ahead and make a slight left turn, slight right turn, see how it feels. Yeah, point us towards this side of the dam. See where it makes the corner there? Once we get over that, we'll head north over the lake. You're a pro. I'm just along for the ride.
Tower, Young Eagle 93 wing is at Alpha, home turbo.
All right, this is a pretty good spot if you want to take us out to the right.
Intersection Alpha, cleared for takeoff on course.
Flying visually, so we're mostly looking out the window for our references, but you also peek back inside once in a while to make sure the instruments are still good.
Tango Tower, Tower Rider.
All right, and you see the bridge out there over the lake. We'll head to the right-hand side of that bridge. Nothing to it, huh?
No.
Yeah, the actual flying is pretty easy. It's all the procedures and the airspace and the regulations is what you really got to study. All right, let's go ahead and head back to the east. So we're clearing to the right. No traffic is out there.
Before Echo November, squawk.
And you can get more bank. You're about 5 degrees right now. You can go up to 30, that's fine. All right, go ahead and roll out. We'll fly down this highway here for now.
450.
I'm going to look for the airport out there. It's kind of hard to see in the haze, so I'm going to cheat with my chart here and use that to help us out. Okay, I think I've got the airport in sight. If you look up about 1 o'clock, almost to the horizon in the haze, there's like a light-colored area like this and then a couple of buildings.
Yes.
I think that's the airport.
Tower, Eagle 901 Romeo is on the north side of the power plant. We got the Eagle in sight and we're inbound for full stop.
Eagle 901 Romeo, counter turn, make straight and approach 1-4, number 2.
Straight in for runway 14, Eagle 901.
All right, so he basically just told us follow him, and we're going to make a straight into the runway. We're not doing a traffic pattern or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and take the aircraft. So I have the controls.
You have control.
And what I'm doing right now is, you see the runway's like this. I don't want to fly right to the end of the runway. I'm going to set up so that I can get a nice straight approach. Plus, by turning out like this, I'm giving him a little more space between the two of us so he can land and get out of the way.
91 Romeo, Eagle 91 Romeo, number 2, runway 14, clear land.
Clear land number 2, runway 14, Eagle 901 Romeo. Conroe Tower,
all right, he just cleared us to land. That's the magic words I want to hear. That means we're legal to actually touch down.
Blackhawk helicopter 10 to the east.
And we're just kind of watching the guy in front of us. Make sure everything's cool with him. Watch my instruments, airspeed, altitude, heading. There is a little bit of a crosswind, so there is going to be a difference between where the nose is pointing and where the airplane is actually traveling.
Okay.
Can you see your house from here? Can you see your house? Where do you live? Yeah, it's off over that way in the haze. It's kind of hard to see that far away right now. Now that I'm below 2,000 RPM, I'm going to put my carburetor heat on. Because as the air gets sucked into the carburetor, it changes temperature, and sometimes it's enough to make ice. And that ice can break off and cause the engine to run rough. So I heat the carburetor to keep that from happening.
Okay.
I'm putting in 1 notch of flaps. You can look out on the wing and see the flaps come down. 1 more notch of flaps. Working some crosswind controls here.
915 Golf, this will be a full stop terminate.
915 Golf, roger.
Money. That was a pretty nice landing, considering how the winds were a little squirrely.
Eagle 91 Romeo, turn right on 19 and contact ground.
Right on 19, switching to ground, Eagle 91 Romeo.
Runway 14, clear to take off.
Ground, Eagle 91, Romeo's back with you, taxi into park via runway 19.
91 Romeo, right to taxi to parking.
91 Romeo.
All right, what'd you think?
That was awesome.
Yeah, these little airplanes are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I think all airplanes are fun.